Mwah.
Hey folks, Jim here with another week's worth of reviews. First up we have Empowered Volume 6, written and drawn by Adam Warren. And in this one, after a disaster that claimed the lives of many heroes, Empowered learns that while heroes' bodies are mortal, sometimes their powers are not. And she must now protect the super dead from a fate worse than their deaths. This is another great Adam Warren experience. If you're a fan of the first 5 Empowered, of course you're going to love this. This is just great superhero mockery at its best. It makes fun of a lot of stuff, but it also expands the genre for me, which is good because I'm not a big superhero fan, and I really love this series. It's just everything that superheroes are not. This is what this is. It's perfect. It's great. You're gonna love it. Do yourself a favor. Read this book. Next up,
I'll take that, thank you.
Next up, we have Demon Sacred, Volume 1, written and drawn by Natsumi Itsuki. In this one, a mysterious disease called return syndrome makes people regress in age. And when Mona's sister Rina is infected, Mona will turn to the world of demons for help. But first, she must tame them. Interesting concept, interesting art, interesting story so far. It's not amazing. It's pretty well drawn, pretty well written. I can't complain, and the price point of $7.99, you can't really go wrong with that either. So if you want to try out a new manga series that you haven't seen before, try this one out. It's a little different and not half bad. And last, and certainly not least, is Tales of the Dragon Guard #1, written and drawn by Ange with art by Philip Briones. And in this one, thousands of creatures come through the veil, and a wave of death sweeps the country. Only the Dragon Guard stand a chance, but they may have fallen into a deadly trap. This is from Soleil, the guys who do Sky Doll, so the art style is in a European style, and I really love this art style. Beautifully drawn, just the story is a little lacking in this particular chapter. If you're a fan of stuff like this, you might like it, you might not. I like my fantasy a bit more fantasy. So I don't know what I can really say about it other than you might enjoy it, you might not. It's not half bad. Check it out if you can.
Jim.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just looking at your little itinerary over here, and apparently I'm reviewing this.
Yeah.
How did I agree to this?
I don't know. I think I just handed you the book.
Was I drunk when I agreed to this?
Probably.
Oh, I guess I better go read it.
Yeah.
It might be pretty good though. Ooh,
I don't know.
these are some hot girls. Hope I don't find out these are boys. Damn it! For Geeking Out, I'm here to review something for Jim because I said that I wanted to once, and it's very controversial. I'm reviewing Hetalia Volume 1. I've had a tumultuous run with this franchise. I've seen a lot of jackassery with a lot of people about it, and I do with some of my dearest friends are Hetalia cosplayers, but I never really got it. I've seen people do some things that I would consider racist, offensive when cosplaying this, but when I grabbed this book, I just said, you know what, I'm going to go in with an open mind, because I remember hating Bleach at one time. Even on my show, I made fun of Bleach, and then I sat down and watched it and realized, you know what, there's something to this. So I sat down and I read this thing cover to cover with an open mind. I wanted to like it. I wanted to go to my friends who cosplay Hetalia all the time and have something to talk about. Heck, I even cosplayed a version of Hetalia in a steampunk masquerade as a favor for Leanna Kay. Anyways, I sat down and I read this. Now I'm going to separate this interview into 2 halves. One, I'm going to be objective, and 2, I'm going to give my personal opinion. This is my opinion. It's not something you need to kill me for. Objectively, well, first of all, this book isn't written for me. This book is written for girls. This book is written for middle-aged men that like bishy anime boys. 90% of the cast are young, cute anime boys. And they run around, they have drama, they make silly jokes, they, interact with each other, and they're cute and somewhat funny. And I can see, girls eating this up. And like Twilight, it's not written for my demographic. There's a lot of work that did go into this, but it's not anything I can identify with. But the people that like it really like it. and that's fine. You want to cosplay it, fine. So I can say that it's not a bad book. It's just not for me. My opinion, however, is that it's horrendously racist, despicable, and a poor, poor, poor manga. Probably one of the worst I've ever read. The art is atrocious. First of all, the frames are all scribbled on with seemingly like a marker, and almost every single panel is either a close-up or a three-quarter shot. There are no establishing shots, barely any backgrounds. And I know people are saying it's a webcomic, but I have a webcomic and I draw backgrounds. The plot is almost non-existent. It's based on the story of Italy, who is personified by a young idiot who loves pasta and runs around like a maniac. And he meets up with other countries such as USA, Germany, Russia, and they go on adventures and they make jokes and they make racist comments like, I'm going to subjugate you for another 100 years. And I don't know why it bothers me so much, but it does. Now, there is some historical factoids. Like, there was a moment where Italy pretends that he knows somebody, in Germany to get out of getting theoretically killed. Which just proves to me that the author knows how to use Wikipedia. I don't know, it's just, I read this cover to cover and I got absolutely no entertainment out of it. I didn't like it, but that's not to say that it's bad. I'm going to say if you like bishy anime boys, check it out. If you don't, it's not for you. I don't watch Dora the Explorer because I'm not 5. I'm not saying you shouldn't watch Dora Explorer if you're 5 or have a 5-year-old kid. The whole thing is I'm allowed not to like something. Just because I don't like something doesn't mean you can't like it. For example, I love the movie Dune. I love the books Dune. Hey Jim, what do you think about Dune?
I hate Dune. Patrick Stewart sucks. And Scott Pilgrim still sucks.
I also love Scott Pilgrim. However, that doesn't mean that I like it any less. I don't have to defend myself. I can like what I like. I don't like chocolate ice cream. That doesn't mean you can't like chocolate ice cream. But the whole point is, this book is probably going to sell very well. There's a lot of Hetalia fans. Even if just only the people I know buy it, it's going to do well around here. The whole point is, I don't like it. I really don't like it. And I have my rights not to like it, because these personified countries fought for the right not to like manga that you don't like. And I hate it. And thank you very much, USA, Canada, France, Italy, for the right to not like that really shitty manga that I think is shitty. You're allowed to like it. So you can go on liking it. I'm going to go walk on it. I was a cut.